At Lincoln High, the first rule of survival was simple: don't stand out. For most students, blending in meant safety. For Emma Reyes, it was a shield she wore every single day. Emma wasn't like the other kids. She kept to herself, quietly navigating the hallways with her head down and earbuds in, her long brown hair often hiding her face. She was the girl who sat in the back of the classroom, doodling quietly when the lessons drifted over her head, not because she didn't care, but because her mind was often somewhere else. Somewhere safer. Somewhere quiet. At home, Emma's life wasn't easy. Her mother worked double shifts at the diner, barely scraping by. Her father, well, he hadn't been around for years. And with no siblings, Emma learned early to rely on herself. Her one escape was judo class at the community center every Tuesday and Thursday night. It was her secret world, where no one mocked her for being quiet or small. Her sensei, Mr. Takeda, always said, "Power isn't about size or volume. It's about knowing when to act, and having the courage to do it." But at Lincoln High, no one knew about that side of her. Especially not Maddie Collins and her crew, the self-appointed rulers of the sophomore class. Maddie had everything Emma didn't: friends, popularity, expensive clothes, and the vicious habit of picking on anyone who didn't fit her mold. Emma was her favorite target. It started with whispered insults in the hallway. "She's such a freak. Look at her shoes, are those from a thrift store?" Sometimes it was worse. "A shove here. A spill of juice on her backpack there." But Emma had always swallowed the humiliation, telling herself it was easier to let it go. Fighting back wasn't an option. Or at least, that's what she told herself until the day everything changed. It was a Wednesday afternoon, just after the final bell. The halls were clearing, but Emma stayed behind to grab her math book from her locker. She was twisting the combination lock when she felt it, a sudden jerk at her shoulder. Rip. Emma's breath caught in her throat. She spun around to find Maddie grinning, holding a torn piece of Emma's sleeve like it was some kind of prize. "Well, would you look at that?" Maddie said, laughing. "Oops. My bad." Behind her, the other girls, Jenna, Chloe, and Tasha, snickered, covering their mouths like they were in on some inside joke. Emma's heart pounded in her chest. Her shirt was ripped, exposing her shoulder. Her face flushed hot, a mix of embarrassment and rage swirling inside her. "Why are you so quiet all the time, huh? You think you're better than us?" Maddie stepped closer, eyes narrowing. "Say something, freak." Emma's hands trembled at her sides. She could feel tears building, but she blinked them back. Her mind flashed to Mr. Takeda's words: "Courage is quiet until the moment it must speak." For the first time in her life at Lincoln High, Emma decided that this moment had arrived. Without saying a word, she set her backpack down. Her breathing slowed. The chaos of the hallway faded until all she could hear was the steady rhythm of her own heart. Maddie reached out again, her hand brushing against Emma's other sleeve, but this time, Emma moved. In one fluid motion, she stepped to the side, grabbed Maddie's wrist, and with a twist of her hips, performed the perfect judo flip. Maddie's feet lifted off the ground, and before she could scream, she landed flat on her back with a thud that echoed through the empty corridor. The world seemed to freeze. Jenna, Chloe, and Tasha's mouths dropped open. Maddie, winded and wide-eyed, gasped for breath. Emma stood over her, her voice steady and calm for the first time. "Don't touch me again." The words weren't loud, but they carried more weight than a shout ever could. Maddie's eyes watered, not from pain, but from something worse. Humiliation. For once,